Joshua Church.
Hey everybody, so we are continuing on our 007 7 Days of James Bond retrospective and recommendations show. So on to the next James Bond. The next one to take the mantle was Rodger Moore. Now, Rodger Moore, he's one of those guys, right? As a person, I love Rodger Moore. He is fun. He is calm and chill. He is a gentleman. And he played Bond with a tongue-in-cheek kind of glimmer, twinkle in his eye. His Bond was a little goofier, but fun. And like he was the cocky, secret agent who would go and do some crazy stuff and blow something up and throw that one-liner out. And just be like, yeah, baby, it was all in one effort. I didn't even mean to do anything, like, yeah, whatever. And he just played it really fun. And I did appreciate the other thing I love about Rodger Moore's era. I mean, the movies were always fun. That's number one. Movies were always fun. They were never not fun. And then secondly, it's that when he got older, and because he played Bond for a long time, when he got older and he was in that, ass end of the 80s playing Bond, and he was a very older man at this point, when a younger actress would be like cast to be like his love interest. Like a lot of times there's especially one movie, I think it was the last one, where he was just the whole time going like, girl, come on, man, you're way too young for me, get away from me. And he played it that way. And I give him props because even like, I think in the filming, he was just like, I just couldn't do that. She's young enough to be my granddaughter, and stuff. And it was like, he played it very, like, I'm not doing that. She'll have admiration for me. She might want to hook up with me, but I'm going to be like, come on, I'm way too old for you. I'm just going to keep you safe. And yeah, you can cling to me or whatever. But that's as far as it's going to get. So I really appreciated the Rodger Moore era. But here's the negative side. A lot of those Bond movies are horrible movies. They're bad. Like, some of them was just them trying to keep up with the times. We should do a Star Wars thing. We should do, Moonraker in space. Like, let's do all this crazy stuff. Granted, you had some great henchmen. You had Jaws, so you had like, the big tall guy with, silver teeth. And you had all these like goofy henchman characters and a lot of fun, over the top crap. But they were bad movies. A lot of them were. But the first one that he was in, and again, it's like the weird thing of like the first Bond movie he had. Rodger Moore's first was Live and Let Die. And this one was Bond in like New Orleans, and like you had the voodoo stuff, and you had the cool bad guy, the voodoo guy with the makeup, and it was cool. Like you had like a lot of stuff going on in that movie. But it was fun, and Bond was still semi-serious. Like, it hadn't gotten quite as goofy as it's gonna get. You had some, like, Duke Boys kind of feel scenes where there was, like, a goofy town sheriff, and he's just like, oh, don't get ding it wrong, baby. It was, like, really kind of like that. But it was fun. You had a great train sequence, a lot of cool action in that movie. But Live and Let Die is the one Rodger Moore movie that when I'm rewatching the Bond films, I skip a lot of his movies. But that one's the one that I go, let me get a taste of Rodger Moore. Let me put that one in. So if I was going to recommend a Bond movie from Rodger Moore era, it would be that one. Now, granted, there's a lot of other fun ones. If you love that movie, if you watch it and you go, oh my God, this is like fun and goofy, and I love how good it is, then, treat yourself. Watch the other ones. Watch Moonraker. Watch, Octa P word. I'm not going to say that. Don't want to get, demonetized. But yeah, watch those. They're fun. But Live and Let Die gets my plus. You get this bad guy, Yaphet Kotto, I think it is. He was in Alien. Really cool actor, really great guy. He played a bad guy in it, and they had a cool little underground lair fight with some alligators and stuff. It was really kind of crazy, but definitely worth checking out. Live and Let Die is a classic for a reason. And Rodger Moore, Even though he was in some of the worst Bond movies, is still one of my favorite Bonds, and I love how he played him. It's like he got the assignment. He knew what movies he was in, and he was like, whatever, we're just gonna go with it. So on to the next one. I appreciate you guys. Sorry for my dogs barking. On to the next one. See you next time. Goodbye. Hey, like and subscribe. Be sure to check out more of the content on the Movie Dogs channel. All the reviews and cool remarks and cool guests like me, Josh Church, the owner of River Monster Comics. We are in Dunnellon, Florida, so if you're ever in the area, come by and check out the shop. Get some cool nerd stuff, comics, pops, toys, whatever. And swing by and just have some cool conversations about movies and all things pop culture. We appreciate you. See you soon.